got some pretty awesome casting news for you guys, and it is regarding the latest news on the live-action Peter Pan movie that Disney plans to remake once again. And this time we have a casting announcement for Tinkerbell, and it is none other than Yara Shahidi, who, if you have seen shows like Blackish and the spin-off Grownish, you have been familiar with her and her character, and maybe some other movies that she's been in that, show her other, acting abilities. And I have to say that the first question I'm sure everybody is asking is, do we really need another remake? I mean, yes, this movie is called Peter Pan and Wendy, and I'm just thinking, okay, we've had movies like, obviously, the original animated Peter Pan movie come out, which I thought was really good, and I think still holds up, after all these years, and it's been so many decades since that movie came out. And now, as far as live action goes, you've got, fan favorites like Hook starring Robin Williams, and, I may not have been a huge fan of Julia Roberts as Tinkerbell in that movie, but I think, that was still, as far as the Peter Pan movie goes, I think that was still, a really nice treat for, kids and families alike. And I also do sort of find the movie that was actually called Peter Pan, which is another live-action movie, I find that to be kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine, so I can't exactly say the same for the movie Pan, which, let's just not even talk about that movie, because that just did not really hold up, and it had a lot of issues in it altogether, including a whitewashing casting of Rooney Mara's character as Tiger Lily. Now, I feel like a lot of people have a lot of issues with race, but I'll get into it further into this video. So, right off the bat, I want to get into the star of the show, or at least the star of this new role of Tinkerbell, in Yara Shahidi, who, like I said, she was in shows like Blackish, Grownish, and also another feature film, The Sun, is also a star. I actually didn't see that movie, which is based off of a young adult novel, but I don't know if you guys saw it, and if you liked it or not, you can let me know. But I think that, while she does have her range with these types of shows and movies, I feel like a lot of the controversy, or maybe not so much controversy, but the way that they're going to view her character is simply because they're worried about her look. Now, we know that the animated Tinkerbell and any other Tinkerbells that we've probably seen and grown up with has always been portrayed as this, a fairy that's, light-skinned with blonde hair. And obviously we won't get that this time around. I'd say that if we didn't focus so much on race, we should focus more on the actress's personality, and I think she definitely exudes that, especially the way she appears to have, a smile on her face. She's, bubbly, and, she seems like she could really get along with people. So I think that those traits, could represent Tinkerbell in a brand new way. And of course, some people might not want to see, same old been there, done that Disney, formula with their animated to live action movies, and, have this sort of reimagining of this character. Now, it is only this one character, so alongside her in the movie, we have the rest of the cast joining her, with Jude Law playing Captain Hook, who, obviously, he is technically a part of the Disney family, with movies like Captain Marvel, which Disney and Disney bought Marvel, so now he's a part of the family. so to speak. You've got Alexander Maloney, who plays Peter Pan. Now, he might not have been on everybody's radar, and it is also interesting to see his character be of a different race as well, but his isn't so much of an issue to some people like the casting of Tinkerbell is, but I do love the casting of Ever Anderson, who is director Paul W.S. Anderson and Mila Jovovich's daughter, and she's playing Wendy, so I think it's really nice to see, what they're all gonna do in this movie and how well they're going to interact with the inevitable Tinkerbell actress. Now, the other issue that I sort of had with this was the fact that I had first reported a few years ago, quite a few years ago actually, when Reese Witherspoon was tapped to play the Tinkerbell character in a movie that never actually, received pixie dust to get lifted off of the ground, and now that's sort of, out of everybody's minds and nobody seems to care. But, this time around, I think we'll see a whole new spin on this character. Now, I always sort of ask myself the question, how will changing the race of a character like this make an impact on the movie, and will viewers accept this? And I feel like maybe, yeah, some people will, because obviously representation matters. Everybody wants to feel like they can be involved in the movie in some form or another, and see somebody on the screen that, they feel like they could look up to. But there's a caveat if it's done right. I mean, a lot of people right now believe we are in this PC culture and that movie studios are just creating these changes due to the current social climate we have today, and everybody wants their cake and eat it too. And I feel like this casting of Yara Shahidi as Tinkerbell is, refreshing, and I actually would love to see it. And Disney is no stranger to casting somebody of a different race. I actually talked about in another video just briefly, I didn't end up making a separate video of this, talking about the casting of Halle Bailey, who is going to be playing Ariel in a live action Little Mermaid movie. And ironically, coincidentally, she also starred in Grownish with Yara Shahidi, so, they could sort of give each other tips and help each other out, because, this is something that really, breaks a lot of ground, and I think opens a lot of doors for, people of color in these types of roles. And I like that, we have seen some diversity with Tinkerbell as far as, her friends that she's associated herself with. And if you guys, I have not personally seen these movies, but they're the animated, Tinkerbell movies where she goes to Pixie Hollow and she has all these fairy friends, and they're all of different colors and races, and, everybody looks different in their own special way. And I think it was really cool to see that kind of representation on screen, and I think it'll also be equally exciting to see what the live action version of this new Peter Pan movie will do. So I am looking forward to seeing this movie and seeing this interpretation, as much as, maybe sometimes Disney live action movies have been a hit or miss for me in, recent years, but I still am a Disney fan at heart, so I will definitely be checking this movie out when it eventually hits theaters. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of the casting of Yara Shahidi as Tinkerbell, and if you think that she will do a good job with this character, and do you think it was the right choice for Disney to cast a person of color in this role? So let me know, and as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, come back every week for a Child Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys later.